Chris Simms and I hanging around Radio Row much later than usual. They said to us we got an interview set at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. We said we're not staying. They said it's Russell Wilson.
They said we're
staying
for
Russell Wilson.
Done 3 hours ago?
We're staying for Russell Wilson. Here he is.
Appreciate
What's up,
you guys,
Russ?
man.
How are
Appreciate
you,
you sticking around. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. You're
Great.
the man.
Oh man, appreciate you guys.
Unbelievable year, seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, every week. I know you block probably all the noise out, but we wax poetically about you. You're amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's a lot of hard work, and got a lot of great players around you, and you can do some cool things. So it was a great year. We wish we were playing right here though this weekend. We had a chance, So
right.
But hopefully we can get back to it next year.
Yeah. It's just amazing. You guys are in a division now where you thought you had to worry about the Rams. Now you got to worry about the 49ers. And here's Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I mean, this is the toughest division in football.
I would agree with that. In terms of the defensive lines and the defenses, and then you factor in the quarterbacks and the guys that can make plays and their offenses and the coaches and stuff too. It's a great division to play in.
It really is. You made a comment recently to in the media about how you need more superstars in your team. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think that every year you look to win free agency. I think that's important every year. That doesn't change no matter what the circumstances are. I think that as we go into trying to win a championship, I think as we go throughout the season and go throughout the next several years, I think that's the key part is finding those playmakers that continue to be on your team for years and years to come. I think we obviously got a guy like DK Metcalf. Hopefully we can get Clowney back. Hopefully Bobby Wagner's one of those guys. We got so many great players on our team. And I think free agency is going to be really key for us. But that's no surprise.
Just one. I know you're not making news. We're not trying to get you like that. You're just saying you need one or two more guys to get you over the hump.
You always want that that special player to find a way to make a crazy play.
Right.
And if we can add to that with guys like Tyler and DK and all that, it would be great for us.
Yeah. Well, you got a taste of it with Jadeveon Clowney. You got to see up close how disruptive he can be on a regular basis. And I'm assuming you'd much rather have him chasing the other quarterbacks in the division than possibly chasing you.
Yes, definitely don't want him chasing me. Yeah. I had to deal with that when he played for the Houston Texans and he came to Seattle. He was all over the field. But he has been a great addition to our team. I mean, just what he's brought to our locker room, what he's brought to the field. Really the reality is you got to take 2-3 guys sometimes to go block him. And so how you can get to the quarterback. Even in our game when we played at the 49ers the first time, that crazy matchup, both of them were crazy. But he was all over the field.
Oh, my God.
He's a special player, a special guy.
You specifically, I just like your mindset, okay? I know you got the most incredible self-belief I've ever seen, but when you're going to a game, literally tell me what's in your mind, okay? You're down by 4 points, and you're running out on the field for the last drive of the football game. What are you saying to yourself in your brain? Take us into Russell Wilson. What are you saying? Are you calming yourself down? Are you telling you're going, this is a big moment? What makes you tick there?
Well, for me, I think the language that you say to yourself, in between your ears, and what you say to your teammates is really, really critical to being successful.
Right.
So, what they hear and what I tell myself is the most important part of it. I think one of the things is that I always try to tell myself, got them right where you want them. It's got them right where they want them. And I think the reality is that I want them to know it too. The other team I'm talking about.
Right.
And so when I step on the field, I want them to feel that presence. I want them to know, okay, and I always like being up. I'd rather be up.
I hear that.
But if we're down, the game's not over.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to go there because divisional round, 4th and 11, 3 minutes left. You guys have the ball.
He's pissed.
You're Russell Wilson. They got Aaron Rodgers. And I'm thinking, all right, Russ has got this 4th and 11. He's going to run it 12 yards. He's going to throw it 15 yards. So they're going to keep driving. They're going to win this game. And I see the punt team coming up. It's like, what in the hell is going on here? In your mind, how do you process that when coach says, all right, we're going to punt and we're going to try to get the ball back? You want the ball in your hands, don't you?
Well, of course. I think we definitely want the ball in your hands. But, the reality is that we had 3 amazing drives back-to-back, bang, bang, bang. And they knew we were coming back in that game. I was joking with Zadarius and Devontae a little bit this weekend at the Pro Bowl. And we were talking about that a little bit. But, in that situation, we've got to find a way to make a stop. And unfortunately we didn't. And there's 2 ways to go about it. And I, if they had called my name, I would have been ready, and we'd have found a way to make it get the first down. But I think it's from a from a strategy standpoint, we were back. We weren't backed up. We were on the minus side of the 50. If we don't get it there, they probably win the game just naturally by kicking a field goal. The game's over. So, I think that unfortunately we weren't able to stop them. If we were able to stop them there on 3rd and 7 or whatever it was and get the ball back, the game's probably over. So, hopefully the plan was to win it either way. And it's a flip of the coin, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they got a guy on their team that's got belief like you, and their team believes in too. It's unbelievable. What is it about the Seahawks, and why do you got to drive me crazy every Sunday with oh, we fell behind and it's a big game, and now Russell's got to go crazy backyard football magic man. Yeah. What is it? Why can't we find that rhythm earlier in the game at times?
I think that's what we got to figure out. As we're going throughout this offseason, and we're trying to capture that earlier on, because I think we do it really well. I mean, we've always been really good at 2-minute offense. We've always been really good in those end of the half, those not always hurry up situations, but those up tempo moments. Yeah. The reality is this: I think the defense gets tired. First thing. Sure. I think the second thing is that I really know kind of what I want to, get after them and how we want to get after them, especially in those moments. And guys just make plays in those moments. I think the freedom of just going after and just scoring as many points, that's kind of what the Chiefs do. To be honest with you, they do a really good job. Andy Reid and Mahomes, they do a really good job of getting up to the ball, playing with their playmakers, and finding a way to make plays. And they score more points than everybody else. And I think that's the name of the game is, can you score one more point than they do?
Right.
And there's different ways to go about it. Listen, the reality is we've won a lot of football games over the years.
I know.
But we
hold you to a very high standard.
But we also, I think there's also the expectation of being here, not just sitting here in this seat next to you guys, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. Being on the big banner here, the Super Bowl.
But being on the big banner and winning it all. So, we're gonna try to figure that out and see if we can get back here quickly.
We got two versions of Russell Wilson that we see. We see the Russell Wilson who takes his drop, goes through his progressions, makes the throw, and then there's the guy who just explodes out of the pocket on that second act where everything is just chaos. Which version is better?
Well, I like them both. I like them both. I think both of them are winning formulas. I think, dropping back, staying in the pocket, we've been able to cause a lot of havoc in that sense, and be able to, play action it too as well, and then hand the ball off and run it too when we can, and then also the creativity. You can't do it all the time. It's one of those things that you want to be able to do. It's one of those special traits that we have, as a team, and you don't want to use it too much because then it's not as special, right? So you want to be able to use it in timely moments when things aren't going well or something happens and the guy gets covered or whatever it is. Okay, let's go create. The next play, and the next play is causes havoc for the defense.
All right, you're the man on the field. You're the man off the field for me, okay? This was the ultimate OG move.
All right, let's figure it out.
Jimmy Fallon kicking off the contract talk last year. That was amazing to me. And again, I'm in talk radio and we do a talk show, but I was like, holy cow. Jimmy Fallon just helped to start the negotiations between Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. That was just, I don't know, it was just a moment that jumped out to me. I talked about it last year. I was like, what is Jimmy Fallon into the salary cap here now? I mean, it just was.
He knew it was coming, though. He asked you the question about becoming the highest paid guy in the NFL, and within a month or two you were.
It's almost like it jump-started the conversation or got the national media to be more aware of it.
Well, I think for Coach Carroll and I and John Schneider and Mark, my agent, we had already talked about it. As soon as the first game was over, they had been talking to us about potentially making it.
So you knew we were gotcha.
So the conversation was already going. It wasn't anything new.
Gotcha.
To us, we had kind of been in the process and the journey of it all, and it worked out. It was the place I wanted to be, and it's been a blessing for sure.
Yeah. Now, how much attention do you pay to where the other guys are? Because there have been other contracts since then. Nobody's caught you yet at $35 million, but we know Patrick Mahomes is coming at some point. You got Deshaun Watson out there. Dak wants his. How much are you watching to see which of those guys is going to be able to get past you with or without the help of Jimmy Fallon?
Well, you want those guys to continue to do what they do great, because along the way it continues to press the game. It helps every player, not just the quarterbacks, but every player, to be honest with you. And those guys they deserve it. Guys like Patrick Mahomes is, he's here sitting in the Super Bowl doing some special things. He's got playmakers around him. He's got all the throws and all the plays that he can make. He's got a great coach and great mind in Andy Reid, and he's making it happen. And so I'm not going to be surprised when Patrick gets the nice payday.
Well, all right. First off, we want to ask you about the game, but I want to hear about what you're pitching, because every year you we see you, you got like the coolest new gear
You're
ever.
always the guy
I've
that
been
brings
rocking
something he
Bose
wants
for a
to
long
steal.
time.
I want to
I need to get you a pair of these.
No,
actually.
I'll
That's what
take it.
I'm gonna get you a pair
Alright,
too.
good.
And I'll like sport. I'll be like, hey, this is Russell Wilson and Bose, and he's the man. He gave this to me.
He's trying hard to get deals of his own. You see how he goes over the top? Yeah.
You know, it's been pretty cool. I've been with Bose for a long time now, several years, and you know, ever since I was a little kid, I always listened to music. It was kind of the thing that always kind of put my dad and I together. You know, we always obviously sports and all that.
Yeah,
but
sure.
He used to coach me and everything else, but we used to jam out to music in the car. I remember going to Peyton Manning camp when I was a little kid and just listening to oldies and being in the car with him in Louisiana.
What were they? What songs? Give me.
Oh man, we listened to everything. We listened to OJ's. We listened to Earth, Wind and Fire. We listened to the Temptations, Teddy Pendergrass. I mean, we listened to everything. So I grew up old school, but you know, in my house now, I'm constantly listening to music. Obviously, because Sierra and me, and so the kids are constantly dancing and playing music. So we got music always playing around the house, and but then also, you know, the headphones, the Bose noise canceling 700s. The 700s are key for me because I like going out in the field and just kind of canceling out all the noise. When I get out in the field, it's kind of be peace mode. You know, it's right where I want to be, and so these help me ignore the noise.
From peace mode to beast mode. Do you want beast mode to come back again this year?
That'd be cool. Why not? You scored 4 touchdowns in the playoffs. I liked it.
It's unbelievable.
It was fun. We had a good time.
All right, so you got to play Kansas City last year, so you got a little feel for them. But I know they're not. You can't really give the great scouting report. But we're going to put you on the spot, okay?
All right, I'm ready.
I mean, tell us about the 49ers, and then give us your gut feeling on who you think's going to pull this game out.
Well, obviously, Bosa come off the edge. That's key. Can they slow him down?
Right.
I think Armstead up front. Can they slow him down? Those two guys call havoc. And if they can run the ball like a few times, I know the Chiefs aren't going to run it a bunch.
Yeah.
But when they do, can they get positive runs out of the RPO game is going to be critical in this game because they do a really good job of it. The Chiefs do.
Yes, they
do.
do.
The run pass option, and if they can make that happen, and then the scrambles. You know, can they? That's where the game's going to come down to because if Mahomes can scramble and get outside the pocket and make some plays down the field with guys like Tyree, he's got so many weapons.
Right.
I mean, he's got guys that are world-class speed, world-class hands. He's got Kelsey as well. Gets open, does a great job of getting open. So that creativity of what Mahomes can do and all the playmakers he has around him, in addition to the scheming of what Andy Reid's going to do, is really going to come down to can the 49ers slow that down and the scrambling ability of what Mahomes can do. It's going to be a great matchup.
It is.
You know,
what's your gut say, though? You think they can slow him down? Like, was that the best D-line you played this year?
Yeah, I would say across the board. You know, they got the first 4 guys, and they got another 3 or 4.
Right.
You know, so I would say across the board, yes. Obviously, guys like Aaron Donald, playmakers like that.
Right.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. And you know, it really helps, you know, across the board on defense and what they can do. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs though because of Mahomes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, but it's gonna be a tough pick. It's always hard to go.
Questioning now. I went with the 49ers. Now
see, I feel pretty good now.
Yeah,
if Russ knows after playing the 49ers,
he doesn't know everything.
Well, I think the 49ers are really good though. They got Sherm still.
Who's the guy that Mahomes needs to be worried about though when he starts to run? Which one of those defenders is going to close on him and maybe get him down on the ground?
Well, Bosa, I would say, is the guy that can catch up and get to him. D Ford's back too, so he can really run too as well.
Right.
But I would say Bosa, and then the guy that you really got to watch for when you're throwing it deep down the field is obviously Sherman. Those late balls. He really has a really good idea of depth perception and figuring out where the ball is down the field and those balls deep down the field.
Skills come in handy.
Yeah, so he's like a center fielder. He really tracks that ball really well. As you saw in the last game, in the NFC Championship game, when he picked off Rodgers, he kind of baited him and he went after it and picked him off at the end of the game to end the game. So that's what he does best.
What's the all-time scoreboard Seattle Seahawks practice 2012 through 2017? Wilson versus Sherman. Who's leading in that one?
Oh man, I don't go over there too often. You know, I try to stay away from them as much as possible. I'm not crazy, but you know, it's always been good battles. I'm not going to try to pick a fight right now.
I knew you weren't.
No, Sherm made me better. You know, I'll say that the Legion of Boom always made me better because when I came in as a rookie, it was one of those things that it was the best defense, literally, and maybe arguably in football in history, and especially in the secondary.
No doubt.
And so for me, it was a challenge every day. It was like I was playing a championship game every day, and those guys made me better. And Sherm was always great in that sense of being to talk to me about different things that I was doing or he was doing. I could talk to him about different things. So I got a lot of respect for how he plays the game.
Yeah.
Well, Russell, it's been great watching the first 8 years of your career, and I know you've said it. You told me a year and a half ago. You've said it more recently. 45, still the goal. 45.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to make it to 45.
Well, we get to enjoy 14 more years, man. We're looking forward to it. All right,
guys, appreciate
we
it.
want to do it together, like on 3. Go Hawks.
Let's do it. All right.
1, 2, 3.
Go Hawks. Like it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.